first edition of the Durand Cup. We have with us Des Buckingham, coach of Mumbai SC, and Greg Stewart. To begin with, coach, congratulations on securing a spot in the semifinals. Going forward, what's going to be your approach for the game?
Well, thank you and good afternoon. The approach is the same as it always is. It's to try and get better every game and to continue trying to improve what we're doing with and without the ball. I said before the last game we've done as much as we can to put ourselves in a strong position to approach firstly the Durand Cup and secondly the ISL season in a strong position. And considering our last game was on the 27th of April together, to have 5 competitive games and 5 good games together so far, we've now put ourselves in a position to have a 6. And it's one I'm really looking forward to, but our approach won't change regardless of the team that we play.
Okay. Coach, a question from Rasdeep Shah from the bridge. Coach, so far you have played 2 Kolkata sides, East Bengal and Mumbai. You have lost against one and drawn the other. Tomorrow you face another side from the city. The home fans will surely be in your ear throughout the match, so how do you intend to overcome that?
I'm looking forward to it. That was the beauty of coming out of the bubble this year, was to be able to get around the country, and since we've been in Calcutta and this side of the country especially, we've been so well looked after and received. It'd be great to have the stadium full. We've trained a couple of times when Mohammedan have played in the stadium next to us, and the noise that comes out of the stadium onto the training field is loud. So I'm very much looking forward, and I know the players are. It's always exciting to firstly play games, but to showcase the type of football that we want to play in front of those types of people, in that many people, I know is one I'm certainly looking forward to, and so is the playing group.
Coach, question from Shubhankar from reserve bench. Have you got any specific plan for Marcus Joseph or any specific strategy to stop the wing play of Mohammedan?
We've spent a lot of time over the last 4 weeks, and especially of course the last couple of days since we've known we've qualified, looking at their team. For me, they have the qualities of an ISL team without doubt, and they have personnel within their teams. You mentioned Marcus, but they've recruited extremely well. You look at Dada that come on and scored the 2 goals. He arrived, I think, 9 days ago against Kerala. So the 2 centre-backs, especially the foreign boys, the 8th, Davranov, they've recruited extremely well, and they're surrounded by some good Indian players. They have a good balance across their team. And I think if you concentrate too much on shutting off one area, they have other ways of playing either through or around you. So we need to be organised and ready, which we will be. But I'm looking forward to the game, because the way they play and the way we play, I think it could be quite exciting.
Okay. The question for Greg, it was an 8-goal trail in the last match. It was a very dramatic match. What are your takeaways from the last match?
Yeah, the last match, it was a tough game. We know Chennai from last season, but they're the same as us. They've made some changes to their team. So as a team, for us, it was just again trying to improve on what we've done so far in the short time we've been together. And I felt like we've done that. Of course, we've made some mistakes on the way, but that's part and parcel of learning as a new team. So once again, we're just looking to it's a cup competition, so we just have to get through the tie. It doesn't matter sometimes how we do it. It's just about getting the victory.
Great. Question for you, coach, from Apurva from Grand India. How do you assess your team's performance so far? Do you feel the extra 30 minutes you played would be critical?
I'm very happy. Like I said, we wanted to pick up where we left off from the Champions League, which can be difficult when you have a 2 or 3 month break. But the work that the players have clearly done in the off-season, to play 5 games in such a short space of time, like Greg's already mentioned, it's not a new group, but we're also trying to build and develop. And it is pre-season still for us, so to be able to play the type of football we have, I'm delighted with the goals that we have scored. We don't want to concede as many as we have. That's something that we'll be looking to try and resolve both now and obviously going into the season. But I'm very happy with where we are at. We approach the competition spending 3 weeks in Dubai to get the players as prepared and as ready for the games as we could. We've played 5 good games now, and like I said, it gives us a 6th to play tomorrow. And if we can continue trying to develop and evolve our game style, and the players can continue showcasing some of the football that they've certainly put on show so far, I'll be very happy.
Great. Another question for you, Coach, from Anurag from IFTWC. Coach, it has been a good campaign till now for Mumbai, but you are yet to register a clean sheet and have conceded 10 goals in the last 5 games. Is it an area of concern for you?
Yeah, I think especially in tournament football, it can only take 1 goal to decide a game. We've seen that in a couple of the ties that we've had for and against us. So it's certainly an area we'll be looking at. There are reasons for that. We're trying a few different things out. We've obviously got players coming back from injury. Matada Fall, of course, come on and played 40 minutes the other night, so that's a welcome return to him. And again, trying to move players around to avoid suspensions in tournament football as well as manage fitness. So we'll get some consistency across that back line, which will help. But yes, we've conceded some goals, but I think in the tournament we're currently the leading goal scorers as well. So we know the type of football we want to play can be expansive and can leave us vulnerable at times. But we have the players that can go and really score goals if we can tighten up the other end, which we've shown we can do, and we've shown that in the Champions League at the top level. So once we get the balance right, we'll hopefully see a few more clean sheets. But like Greg mentioned already, it's tournament football and it's important we come away with the win regardless.
Okay. Coach, another question from Shubhankar from Reserve Bench. Will Bipin Singh be there tomorrow?
Yes.
That's a straightforward answer, Coach. Next, from Rito Khan from Mohammedan SC. Will there be any specific strategy for Durand? Because we hit the ground running and stay in the match. Will you try to win the match during the regulation time, as it will be difficult to play more 20 minutes in this weather?
We'll always try and win it within 90 minutes, because I think you see the reaction of the players as soon as extra time comes around. Because we are at the early stages of the season, the fatigue and the tiredness can creep in, and I think with that what you start to see is a decline in the quality of the football as well. So we managed to move and rotate our group as well as we have so far. Obviously we've got a few missing, both first team players, some that are returning from injuries, others that have been away that have joined us late. We've obviously got one overseas in Belgium. So we've tested the depths of our squad, especially in the last game with extra time. So if we can avoid that in the next game, we'll do our best to do that. But again, we have to wait to see how the game plays.
Okay. A question for Greg. In the next match, you are expecting a lot of spectators, and those spectators will be supporting or cheering for you most likely. So how do you handle that pressure? Mohammedan definitely getting the home advantage here.
For me, it's great to have fans back in the stadium. I've said before that football without fans it's not really the same. So to have that atmosphere in the stadium again is something I'm looking forward to. So hopefully there's as many fans as possible in the stadium. But from my point of view, hopefully I can send them home disappointed. So, but as I say, it's without fans, football it's not the same. So as a group of players, I think we should be looking forward to this match. We've rested up well since the game, and we'll be ready to go again.
Perfect. Question for the coach from Sept from Sports Leader. With the performance in the last game, the fight and the nerves that you showed even in extra time, do you think it's a positive sign going forward even in the ISL season?
Yeah, I think when you consider there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors that go into trying to pick the team and the right team to go out. What I was pleased with in the last game, I thought we controlled large periods of it, but of course when you switch off, or opposition will always get opportunities on your goal during games, and they took those key moments. What I was really pleased with was how the players continued to push themselves, and you see it towards the end of extra time. Fatigue, tiredness, cramp, but at no point did anybody give up, and at no point did anyone want to lose that game. So for us to stick together and push through, like I said, we wanted to stay here as long as we can, and we've been able to extend our stay by another 3 days so far. So it's full credit to the players, and it will put us in a better position longer term going into the start of the season.
Coach, were there any struggles faced for the recovery? Because the recovery for a 90-minute match and for a 120 is different. So any struggles there?
No, even the older players have pulled up okay. So, no, we're all okay. This is credit to the medical team and the sports scientists, so Sandeep and our medical team, and Danny Deegan, our sports scientist. They've been working overtime in the last 24 to 48 hours, and they will continue to do that today. So it's been very much now about recovery for us since the full-time whistle went in the last game, because like you said, 120 minutes can take it out of you. But again, I got back to what I said at the start, the work that the players put in the off-season and the way that we've tried to prepare for this tournament, I think it's put us in the strongest position we can be, regardless whether that was 90 minutes or 120, but puts us in a good position going into the quarterfinals, or semi-finals.
Coach, any changes in the squad or any injury or suspension concerns from your end?
No suspensions, no injuries from the last game. What was pleasing, we obviously managed to get minutes into Matada Fall. We'd only had 4 training sessions with us, so those 40 minutes will put him in a good position to again remain within the squad. And then the real pleasing one for me was to be able to get minutes into Roland Borges and to welcome him back, not only to the pitch but into our group. I thought he done very well, and that will bring a different dimension and allow us to play a different way with his involvement, and I think that will give him a good bout of confidence as well, playing at that level for that long as well. So no injuries, no suspensions. We've got the same squad available to us that we had in our last game.
Coach, last question of the session, wrap up after that. What kind of a game are you expecting tomorrow?
An exciting one. Looking at the way Mohammedan play, it's they're actually a joy to watch. I think they've got 2 or 3 very clear ways as to how they try to do things and try and play football. They've got some very exciting players, and I'd say the same about us. You know, we've already showcased some of the football that we want to play last year, the Champions League, and certainly within this tournament. And I think the fans that do pack out the stadium, I think they're in for a very exciting game, because I'm sure Mohammedan, and same as us, will be going out to try and win it well. But it's a cup game, so anything can happen. We're aware of that, but that's what I'm expecting, an exciting game, and hopefully one that if we do everything that we want to do and can do, and we hold ourselves to the standards that I've spoken about before, we'll look to try and come away with a result. But it won't be easy. It'll be a very tough game, but one we're very excited about.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Greg, for your time.